Hello, mighties.
Okay.
Huh? What?
The British are coming. The British
What?
are coming.
That ain't a
Oh, I was
knife.
trying to figure
This
out.
is a knife. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Magandang umaga naman sa
Is
ating
that
abak.
is that you, Sarah? Oh,
Oh,
hi,
hi, Sarah.
Sarah. Hey, who is that? You see it? Oh, the one puff puff pass. Hey,
Yeah.
Ted, what's going on? What's popping? Bear in the Philippines. Racer X is in the house. Are you still freezing?
Right. Hey, expat
Prepper
prepper. How you
X.
doing?
Expat
Hey,
prepper.
Luminar de Magico. Heidi, miss them. Oh, that's so sweet. Heidi, miss kita. I really miss you.
I've been I've been busy trolling the hospitals this morning. Truth. All right.
I am not gonna lie. She has been. Okay,
Right.
when she says trolling, she's not. She's actually looking for the gentleman. We believe he's been released. I'm not gonna mention his name, but
Oh, I'm
it's
going to
gonna be a
mention him.
damn good
It's
show.
going
It's
to
gonna
be
be
a
a
damn
damn good
good
show.
show.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, good morning, live from the Philippines. In case you guys don't know, I am Heidi,
Filipinas.
and this is
Where's
Georgie.
my flag? I asked Heidi to buy me a Filipino flag.
Didn't I say I was going to put something else up on the back wall, and you
Actually, I'm
said no?
joking. Filipinos take the flag seriously, like dead seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is George. We do these live streams a couple times a week. We drop out content in between, like George and his popcorn, peepees, and stuff. And
Did you
so,
say pee pee?
yeah, peepees, popcorn, and pets was the title or something. And
Okay. All right.
it's
I
because
guess.
they were peepeeing everywhere that day. So, um, all right, today we're going to talk about a hot topic that's been going around the Philippines, and of course, our live stream wasn't till today. We've known about it for a few days. We tried to gather additional information, which I believe we succeeded on it. We've kind of got an exclusive, and George doesn't know. Literally this morning, he's been asking what I know that he doesn't know. Yes, Range 999 is the rapper, and we will get to that. Um, but I did try to contact the hospitals that were around there because it's only been 48 hours here since that incident happened. Literally, it happened on the 17th. You said that the footage, because with George knowing Filipino, unlike some of the other vloggers, first off, this was put out by Filipino vloggers. I just want to let you guys know that this was covered on different ranges by the Filipinos. And this is kind of where we got some of our information. And then, of course, George, we have some footage, and George is going to translate exactly what the guy is saying because I noticed some of the other vloggers aren't quite saying.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is.
So, kind of an
Yeah, it has
exclusive there.
subtitles, but it is in Tagalog.
Right. And then on the other hand, I know one of his actual careers, again, something George doesn't know about, and we will get into
The other guy,
Mhm,
the
Mikey.
Caucasian man.
And then I really did try to call the hospitals today to see
Caucasian
a
man.
status.
He's a Caucasian man.
That's what they call you when you're walking by.
Pretty much.
There
Not
goes a
joking.
Caucasian man and
Yeah.
the white fluffy expat and a foreigner. And so then
Did you just call me Fluffy?
I'm fluffy. I said the foreigner.
Oh,
The fluffy
you.
white foreigner. Well, they
Well,
call you fluffy. That just
no.
outright
Well,
comes out in the
honest.
beginning.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm 165 on average weight, pounds in pounds, not kilos. And honestly, I'm fluffier than the normal Filipino. Just saying.
Hey, what's going on there, Bruce? Um, 1 second here.
Well, everything you said is so far right on the dot. So.
Well, it's average. So, okay. So, what we have here is another case, and there is something to be learned about this. And it's a topic that we want to discuss with everybody today. We'll be putting a link up here in a little bit for you guys to join as a guest in regards to this. And so you guys can join in the conversation in regards to this. All right. So, what I have so far is it appears around, you said it says 8 a.m. on there's different
No, 6
times.
a.m.
The
6 a.m. It's
injuries and
6
all that
a.m.
have been reported different. So it was the
It,
6:30 in the
it was
morning.
6 a.m. I misheard it. It was 6 a.m.
Okay. So it was early a.m. on St. Patrick's Day here about 2 days ago at a hotel. Okay, and the Filipina P. Go ahead and put the P stuff up. Why? We
Did,
will show you the actual hotel. So it did happen at the
yeah,
waterfront hotel, which the Filipina P and a bunch of other people have been to, but she had been there. It is a casino. It is a fairly nice hotel in that area, and this is where it actually went down. So there's some footage of the actual hotel. The gentleman's name is Michael George Richey, which is in the newspapers, by the way. We're not revealing anything that isn't out in public right now. But they actually call him Mikey Richey. Okay, he's the victim. What had happened is, I guess, allegedly, there was a rapper called Ranger. Okay, Ranger 999. That seems to be a little celebrity in Cebu. Do you have some of
should I
his?
play that one real quick? This one,
Yeah, we're gonna
a
play is
sample,
we're gonna
sample
play a sample
size.
of Ranger,
Yeah,
which a lot of people, in their opinion, he's living the life.
right. And the
So,
cuss words are edited out, so it's
so
okay. All right. I guess if you were to translate Range 999 into the US, he would be a technically a gangster rapper. He even has a what kind of tattoo?
I'm not gonna discuss his
Okay, okay,
tattoos.
that's fine.
Yeah, for
All right,
gang
so
reasons and other things. It looks to be gang tattoos. So, and that car that's pulling up to the side.
Why are you parking here? Bucho bucho.
Bucho Bucho. The blue car that pulled up with him was a car. It looks allegedly the
it
car.
appears to be.
Right. So that guy, and of course, in this video, it also, okay, I want to let you guys know that it's a foreigner, which is even weirder. So, Pucho Pucho in Visayan means mediocre or mediocre performer. So he's going on about being this other person possibly being mediocre. But the weird thing is he had a foreigner that rolled up on him and
Yes,
gave him
it would
the
be
flip
like
off.
somebody calling you. You're like bleh.
You're like
It's an insult.
bland. It is a very
It's an
much an
insult.
insult.
Yeah.
So, he is a rapper. Okay, his name is Jed Andrew Salera. He's 37 years old. He's got a lot of, rap songs out, love songs, and everything else. He seems to be the ladies' man. Okay, so the confrontation allegedly started inside of the bar where I guess he has performed or performed that night. I don't have too much of that information, but what had happened is the actual, to give you a short, and then we're going to show you some clips that he said that the American was very rude to everybody. He also said, according allegedly to the newspapers, he also was inappropriately touching
Touching.
women's
Yeah.
butts. I mean, he kept repeating he would not stop. He was touching these women. And this isn't a bar, as in, this is not a girly bar here in Angel City. This was not a bar where you can bar find them. As I'm to understand, they're his friends. That was some of the women standing
Yeah.
outside.
He said, yeah, in Bisaya that those were his friends.
Right. So he was just left and right, allegedly doing this. And right now, we've only seen his side of this. Okay. Um, we checked with the hospitals this morning, all of them in the area. They do not have anybody that's currently still there. So I'm assuming the injuries were not death, which has been put out. They said a bunch of people on other websites said that he had passed away, which isn't true. He had an injury to the shoulder and the leg. It looks to be that early AM, he must have partied through the night. He stepped out and you could see him standing there. And then we'll go ahead.
You want the footage?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull up.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, they're speaking in Filipino. There's really no need to translate. Basically, what they're trying to identify that this. I guess this footage was taken before they caught him.
Well, he was on the run for a little bit. He
Right. That's
was
what I
at a friend's
said.
house.
Before
He
they
was
caught
nervous
him,
for
Be-
good reasons.
because mostly this video on what they're talking about is they're like, okay, this is the guy, and this is his license plate. So I'm just letting you know. There's no need for me to translate it. So just watch, and again, the audio's there if you guys want to listen. But here it is.
Yeah, this is the footage. This is I believe the police discussing this.
Yes.
There's the car we said that appeared to be in the video for sure. Okay, see, they just kicked him. That was a kick to the guy. So this guy stepped up and they were really upset. One of the guys kicked the foreigner from behind. I call it drop kick. And yes, it's a very nice bar and area.
So right now they're reading the license plate. Now the American question, so he kind of stands out. I mean, not being funny, he's the only one that's kind of wearing a white shirt. Oddly enough.
Well, he had already been kicked around to the side of the car because the rapper is inside the car and he will step out. And we'll tell you the charges here in a minute, okay? They've been in all the papers. See, that's him in the white shirt.
Right.
Did he just clap his hands there? Like, didn't he just a minute ago clench his hands together?
Mhm.
That will pertain to his career here in a minute, guys.
Oh, damn.
I want you guys to guess what his job is, or what it was, or what he did, at least for fun for a while, but I think he was doing it professionally. Now, what you're not going to see is a real close-up of
You won't see the actual
shooting,
incident.
yeah.
Right. That's edited out, but
All right, so there he is stepping
He's-
up to the side, and at this point, you'll see him drop, and there it is. There's the rapper up front with the long hair and the white shirt. He's got a white shirt on too, babe. So the guy on the ground right there, which we have footage of, is he was shot in the leg and then he was shot also in the shoulder. Those were the two injuries that we were able to confirm, too. And there he is driving off. There's the girls out with him. But it appeared to be, this isn't them leaving the hotel after breakfast. This appeared to have just been an all-night bender, drinking, and they actually,
yeah.
I told George if this
Pardon
ends,
me.
I told George, and we'll discuss this further. I'm sure we'll have other guests join us in regards to this. We will be trying to stick to the topic today, guys. Anybody who joins our live, we want the opinion on this. Me and George discuss if this would have happened out in the province or somewhere else, and it was a group mentality. What do you call that? It's the puppy playground.
Mob justice.
Mob justice probably would have happened, and
Or
it would not have
street
ended.
justice, depending on, this is more street justice than mob justice.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, now remember, this is again something that I don't recommend. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what country you're in. Remember, if you're a foreigner, you are technically alone. And I'm not being mean or anything. Again, remember, I've traveled in different countries and I'm well aware of that. What I'm saying is, don't forget where you are, and don't forget, aka infrastructure, all that support system, whatever. If they're not there, don't think you're a bad act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if he wasn't at that hotel, he probably wouldn't got help as quick. If he'd have just been
Correct.
at a
If he
street
was
corner
in
here.
some backwater thing, he'd
Like,
definitely be.
We were going to cover
ex-Navy.
the incidents where here lately there's been a few stabbings down on Walking Street, but this has been person against person. I heard one was a foreigner, which I believe was another Asian foreigner, and a person, and then some was over some money. But in an incident like that, he couldn't even get a trike ride, because if that person doesn't like you and seen what happened and he's against you, you're not going to get that ride.
The thing about the trike rides, you're going to hear this a lot. If you're bleeding out, there's a very good probability they're going to take you. The reason being is they don't want to get involved. What I'm saying is, for
They
example,
don't want to be tied up.
yeah,
at
cartel is after you, and if they support you or help you go to
Mhm.
hospital, they may be next. That kind of deal.
That kind of
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with, whatever mob there is, or whatever political faction there is. Point being is, if you're bleeding out, there's a high probability they won't take it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of Filipinos that will help you. Don't get me wrong, they will. But oh, B.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, 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 no,
No.
no.
Okay. All right.
No, I
So
just pointed
okay,
out.
now he's speaking in Bisaya. Just letting you guys know, and the subtitles are in Tagalog, and I'll translate as we go along. Okay.
So this is him after he was cuffed up and taken into the local
Actually, I'll
precinct.
probably translate after he speaks because it's really not a long clip.
Well, or stop midway.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of letting it all play.
Unsay hitabo
Okay, this says range. What happened?
Kanang ayaw paginana nya di man siya patuo sir nya gibastusan niya among mga ubang-ubang nga
So the reporter says, range. What happened? And then he says, don't be like that. Says the foreigner was being rude to the ladies.
paginana nya di man siya patuo sir nya gibastusan niya among mga ubang-ubang nga ubay.
So he says, I told him to stop, and he wouldn't listen. He keeps being rude to the ladies. Now, keep in mind, when he says rude to the ladies, it's not just verbal, it's also physical, meaning he's groping and stuff like that. And again, this is, mind you, this is on his side's account, meaning his, whether it's from him or his crew, because I believe it's mostly from his crew, to be honest with you, although he's the one on camera. But point being is, the foreigner was groping, and the issue here is, this is not a new thing, and I'm not being mean or anything. A lot of foreigners think that when they come here, that, not being mean or anything, they think that everybody has a price, if that makes any sense, and that's not how it works. And you have to respect everybody. Remember, not everybody is here is an ex-work, that's ex-worker. You know what I'm saying? They're, especially him, that's his crew. Those don't work for the casino. These are his friends. So
Mao to buhat sir kay kana namastos siya.
Namastos siya.
Una sir yung gibastos ato akong sa ka-friend hantod kato nang duha na akong friend halos among kauban nga babae sir gibastos mo to unahin nato sir. Di ta mo buhat gani og sala sa tao kung ang tao walay sala, di ba?
now he says he doesn't stop being rude and being disrespectful to my female friends. That's what he says. And he doesn't listen, and I couldn't stop him. That's what he says. Now, oddly enough, he says this. He says, nobody on earth is innocent. That's what he says. I'm not innocent. Neither is he. Which I guess he's trying to say that he's kind of saying, okay, at this point he's detaching himself, where he's saying, be aware that, okay, this is psychoanalysis. This has nothing to do with what he actually says. But basically, behind the line, reading between the lines, he's saying, I didn't want to do what I want to do, what I did, but I'm going beyond myself, because although I am a sinner, he has sinned. Again, I'm just using his words of, that kind of stuff.
And before we go any further, I see some comments in there. No, we don't have the interview, Illuminar, of his dad's interview. I don't know whose dad you're talking about. Also, yes, the shooting happened outside. Okay, we just showed the footage of that. And we have not completed what we have to say. So I see a lot of comments that are jumping around in here. Greetings to hi, this is Dave. He actually stated, is there any CCTV proof that said the foreigner being allegedly rude? And we did say that's what he's saying. We have not, we said it from the very beginning of the live, we have not heard from Mikey himself.
And I did clearly state that this is from his side. Now, hi, this is Dave again. I'm gonna be more to your statement. He says alleged. Correct. It's alleged. Meaning
Yes,
there.
most definitely.
Now, is there CCTV footage? First off, you really can't get audio on. I actually had a friend who worked in a casino. I don't think they're that advanced here. In I know in Vegas, most of the cameras are controlled by their hands. No, I'm not making this up. They go like it's like Captain N. They just go like this, and they move the cameras, and then they watch. And that's what she used to do for a living. Now, the audio, unfortunately, there's too much background noise, so there's no. Even if they had footage of that, which I don't think they will release. I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Yeah, there's not going to be audio now.
And I'm sure something will come up eventually from, we did do some searching to, get additional information, but nothing is actually coming up.
Right. And here's the thing. A lot of people think that I'm kind of like George, you're too soft. It actually has nothing to do with being soft. It's actually being more of my morality is more based on social based. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I never have been. But what I'm saying is I adhere to law and order, that kind of deal. Now, unfortunately, I said unfortunately because remember, sometimes law and order is not exactly right. So that's what Dave is saying basically. How do you guys know? I mean, according nobody has proof. No, you're right. They don't. And what I'm saying is the problem we have here is at this point, okay? Remember, I also said perception is a big deal. In range 99 is this guy right here. Range 99 and his crew, in their perception, they have been disrespected. They have been this and that and that. What I'm saying is now I get it. There's a cultural differences, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have seen it with my own two eyes. I have seen foreigners that they think that they're in a third world country, that they're gods. And some of the foreigners that had lived here know what I'm talking about. They act like, oh, I'm a foreigner. I can do whatever. If I want that woman, I can get that woman. No, no, that's not how it works. We're still humans, guys. But hi, this is Davis. Correct. Is there footage that he disrespected his woman? There probably is, but they'll never see the light of day, because that kind of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, that kind of deal. Same thing in
That's him right there. You do see what's going on in that, right? I'm looking at additional photos and footage someone just sent me. You do see what he's doing, right? You know what that's related to, right?
anyway. So, is there definitive proof that he did this? No, there is not. That has been released in the press, but it's enough for range 999 that it what did happen to him in his perception, in his reality, that's enough that in his eyes he did. And let's finish this real quick question, real quick.
Mao na ang akong gusto, di ba? Trabaho sa tanan. Kay di ito mahitabo butanga kung wala siya naman sponsor. Mao na may yun sir. Isang ginta siguro yung mga anak, di ba sir?
Now he says, had he been respectful and had he listened when I said please stop, none of this would have happened. That's his last words during this interview. Well, yeah, technically that's his last words because the next question again he didn't answer the question, but this is him talking to the press, not talking to the police, just so you guys know. And that's range 999, guys. Alex Liver, bro, I would like to check out his music. His music is more actually. Heidi said something about his rap music. I guess his music would be more somewhat in gangster rap. But what does his music remind you of?
Well, Death Row Records stuff. I mean, he's either way, he does more than just the rapping. He kind of does the rap and some love songs. He's kind of on a medium scale. We did look at concerts. You guys can look him up. He does bring in, for the Philippines, he brings in a pretty decent crowd.
No, yeah, he
So
does. He's technically a. I wouldn't say he's a wannabe. No, he actually is. Actually, has
Yeah.
his own following, has his own music videos and all that kind of stuff. And For those of you who listen to Hispanic rap,
That's I said it seemed Hispanic to
it's
me, very.
it's extremely, I say extremely similar to Hispanic rap. Again, I do listen to or did listen to a good amount of Hispanic music and also Hispanic rap, and his, I guess the closest one you would get to would be like a Bad Bunny. It's kind of like a cross between Bad Bunny and Pitbull. If some of you guys know what Hispanic music is, that's somewhat his music. It's in that middle of that genre.
Yeah. So Jed Andrew Salera, or better known as Range 999, will be facing a case of frustrated murder and possession of an unlicensed gun after getting involved.
guess
If you played,
This is a surprise. This
yeah,
is,
no, that was supposed to be. Don't worry about that one. I added it already with the P and stuff.
Okay,
So
just
that was
delete.
just showing the hotel. Yeah, you can remove that.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, first off, again, no, text word. I'm not disregarding it. Now, first off, he wasn't stabbed. Okay, he was actually, you know,
And it wasn't a stabbing, it
right.
was a shooting.
No.
And
And
we
again, I
didn't
do
condemn.
not
Nobody condemned. If we
condemn
were, we would have
or
said,
support what he did.
and we said that over and over
Right,
again. If you'd have
George.
watched every single Mark Thornton thing, we never did. What we did say is not to behave like that and what he could lose. We didn't go through all that shame on him and he's disgusting and blah, blah, blah. And I can't stand him. And he's the worst ever for doing that. And he's just such a bad guy. We didn't go through any of that.
No.
And we
Again,
didn't condemn him in
right.
any manner. We said that he could get in trouble and he shouldn't have put that video up in front of everybody, which he has still left up.
Right. So, for example, again, let me read what text word says again. George, regardless of what the foreigner allegedly did, you can't justify a Filipino stabbing him. You can't condemn Mark Thornton for a much smaller infraction of merely punching the foreigner. Now, here's the thing. Remember at the start of this live, I actually says, be aware these are, I even said alleged statements of his party. I even said his party.
And a bunch of newspapers
Right.
and videos that have been put out.
So
yes.
I'm not supporting neither
And
party.
this is a discussion.
However, the point being is, I even said at the start of this live is, be aware it's his perception that he was disrespected and his women, okay, women friends rather, not women. But that being said, that's what I'm getting at. Be aware you are in a foreign country. You have to be respectful, and not just respectful in your mind. You have to be respectful in the culture's mind. Because okay. First off, yeah, get it. Some of you guys are like, well, how would we know that it's a different culture? Well, technically, as long as you're not an a-hole, you're not disrespecting anybody. Because Filipinos are very, very
Tolerable.
chill.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So if a Filipino thinks you're kind of way off, then you're probably way off too in the US. Because remember, most of the Philippine culture is based on the American culture. It's what called colonial mentality, and I get it. Some of you are, well, that doesn't mean America. No, actually, colonial mentality means America. I'm just saying how it is. So
Yeah, further down, beside Cano actually said the type of music has nothing to do with it, dude. Would have gotten banned or been if he had been polka lover. Silliness. Okay, is that a reference to us or because we haven't read through all
oh
the
no.
comments?
I think he's responding to Thad. Thad says rap is crap. Another thug living, thug's life. No.
Right.
Music
We're just
is
saying the
music.
type of music. I'm just saying he's living now. He's starting to live that life. So yes, you're right. It doesn't matter. He's a
No.
performer. But I want to let you know alleged other papers and the other talk shows and things that are going on with other Filipinos. He does have a somewhat shady past.
Okay, now
So I'm just saying there is that's why he mentioned the sinning thing in there because I found several videos that were actually on Facebook and YouTube that shows him when he was younger, and he looked, and I'm gonna say looked to be allegedly on something. So like he's bouncing his knees, he's doing this number, and he couldn't even sit still for 2 seconds. And
Right.
so there's something going on. So and he talks about that stuff in his music. So
Right. Now be aware again, that again, I'm not picking on you, but again, it doesn't matter what kind of, I mean, honestly, I believe it was gore. Okay, gore is heavy, like you know what I'm saying? And they do these really obscene shows on their shows. But actually I've heard that they're actually really nice people. What I'm saying is don't believe the hype, don't believe what you see. Thad says following American rap is lowering your values. I disagree with that. First off, again, be aware that the most popular rapper at one point in time, okay, well, he's not so popular now. He's still popular. One of his, my favorite album of his, honestly, to be honest with you, it's called "Parents Just Don't Understand." You guys know what I'm talking about? My day started off kind of
How about
cool, comb
Will
my hair.
Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing
One of the
wrong
most
with
popular
that.
rappers was Will Smith, and if you actually listen to all of his rap, they're all clean. They're really good. I mean, they're kind of outdated, of course, but point being, no, no, no. You can't judge a person from the music they listen to.
Yes, Illuminar already said in there what they said's been mentioned on Facebook and other places. CBGB, I'm going to address you where you say every man melted his own
Oh yeah, yeah,
channel.
I saw
Will
that
he
one.
ever make a comeback? But then, funny, further down, you said you miss his channel. So I'm trying to figure where Mark's fitting into today's topic. So we'll save that for Spill the Tea Saturday. So, all right. So that's where we are on this. We haven't heard from the other guy. I know that the Filipinos and expat vloggers have put a personal opinion on this situation already, mostly this behave yourself. Is the Philippines still safe? Is a question we're getting from people because we received a lot of messages and we said, hey, we'll cover this on Tuesday. This didn't change any manner of safety here.
Well, no, because that's what you would call an isolated incident.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the US and Canada and other places. It's a very isolated incident. But if any of this is true, okay, in any manner, that's the one thing, maybe it was, if it did happen, I could put maybe the guy was drunk. When we get drunk, we get handsy, kind of like when you're dancing and doing things. Who knows where we don't have the full story. Maybe the guy was out there dancing with a girl doing something. They were talking through the night. Um, who knows? Who really knows? But there is more to this story, and we'll discuss it and let
Um,
other people in
that's
here.
another thing, guys. Actually, this is actually somewhat important, and a lot of people are not aware of this. And actually, oddly enough, a lot of bachelor vloggers don't talk about this. And what I mean by that is, be aware by nature. By nature, a respectful Filipino don't are not touchy.
Tell me about it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not your typical Filipino. First off, again, trust me, America broke me. And I'm a very touchy guy. I hug
America broke you.
everybody.
I broke you.
Okay, well, America broke me first because I got taken advantage a lot of times. But
Then I took advantage.
what I'm saying is that by default, right, Filipinos won't allow it to be touched. It's not a normal thing. The most common thing, most Asians actually, not just actually we watched a movie yesterday. What was it?
Brokeback Mountain again.
Oh yes, my favorite movie. No, no, no. We
Just right.
we watched Downsize, and
Yeah, that was a good
the reason why I
movie.
brought that up is because he was dating a Vietnamese, and I'm like, yep, that's how Asians are. And again, remember I told you I dated, Chinese.
Word to
I
your
dated the
mother.
Filipinos and Asians and
Nice,
whatever.
nice.
But for the most part, by default, they don't want to get touched. They have this invisible wall that's between you and them, and they keep their distance. It's kind of hard to describe unless you're actually dated a born and raised Asian. I keep in mind I said born and raised Asian in their country. Because if I talk to a Filipino, it doesn't matter how fluent it is in Tagalog. The moment I converse with them, I can tell if they were born and raised in the U.S. or in the Philippines because their mannerisms, their behavior are different completely from the ones here.
Further down, Text World says, Wallace, I disagree with the foreigner being physically attacked, regardless of what he allegedly did. Yeah, kind of like the other guy didn't deserve what Mark did, or Mark didn't deserve to be heckled and jeckled inside the bar. We said that. The same with that. Nobody deserved to actually, yeah, that's the one.
No,
Um,
I'm saying that's incorrect.
yeah, allegedly what it did, it was in a sleazy area of Angel City. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
No, it
Thus,
didn't happen in
not
Angel
a
City.
representative of Philippine safety in
No, no,
general.
no.
Unless he's referring to the stabbings that happened
Okay,
like
now
a week
this.
or two
Oh,
ago.
okay, that's where the
Because
stabbing
I
story is coming from.
was, yeah,
Now, be aware the stabbing, first off, actually isn't really.
it was a Filipino on Filipino thing,
Yes,
and then a
it's
Filipino
not what
on
you guys
Korean or
hear.
something like
It's
that.
not a
And we weren't going
it's not a
to.
Caucasian expat, and the Korean question is doubtedly Korean. If that makes sense, we believe it's Korean Filipino. There's
And for us, most of the stuff we cover is when it's dealing with a foreigner. So
right.
that's why we're
That's why we didn't
covering
actually
this,
we
so.
actually didn't cover that because it's a questionable story whether it involves an expat or not. Because
Yes, it
we
was an
believe the
illegal gun.
Korean was a Korean Filipino, not a Korean. That makes any sense. He's not a true expat, but again, these are what's that? Backstreet stories. If
All
you know what I'm
right,
saying.
so we're going to put on the last clip that George has not seen. Okay, so I'm going to drop the last bombshell that I haven't seen anybody mention yet.
Does it have boobies?
No, but you'll see here in a minute. Go ahead and drop that beat.
Okay, so
There he is, Mikey Richey. He's an AFAM, allegedly married to a Filipino with a wife. That's
But if you would have sat out, it would have been -5. So going out there and getting sub is
And it's
better
definitely
than
him,
just going,
guys.
no, I'm not going to do it. Like, even if you broke your leg, it's like, no, go out there and just get sub.
We got 2 10-point
I
indicator
have no
guys.
idea when I did this.
Mike Richey has had 2 draws. Nobody's been able to put him
This
away
is
today.
like a practice, like
He's had 2 tough opponents, and neither of them could finish. I mean, we saw Nilo, who's an amazing practitioner. I mean, he struggled to put Mike away.
it's definitely him because here comes the tattoo. So they are saying he's an MMA fighter. Shock you there, babe?
not really.
What? That he was married?
No, hey, these guys are normal people to me. Remember that I got invited for that.
No, I know that. I'm just letting you know there's the tattoo. All right, so there you have it. He's allegedly an MMA fighter, married to a Filipina and a father.
Right.
So
Yeah. So yeah, there he is. And no. Again, it now. No. Again, be aware that these fighters are human too. Meaning, again, be aware they're just you and me. And again, that's another thing. Like the thing is, a lot of we get. Well, actually, I get attacked. I'm gonna be personal on this side. Not personal, but not personal. I get a lot of questions like, "Oh, you never did this. You never did that, George." Now, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you stuff that's normal. I never said anything extraordinary in the life. Me working on F-16 doesn't mean crap. Me working on an
lovers
M1
of
Abrams doesn't mean crap. Because guess what? You know how many guys and girls that have worked on these machines? I'm not alone. Same thing with MMA. I'm not alone. Everybody, again, has one point in time. But what I'm saying is, now some of you, I said some. Oh, he's a fighter. He's aggressive. Yes and no. I'm a fighter, but I'm
I'm
nowhere
not
near
saying it
aggressive.
pertains. I'm just
No,
saying
no, no.
what was
But
found out, which wasn't mentioned by the newspapers and
right.
anything else. That did take a little digging.
But the problem is when you're a little bit inebriated. Again, I'm not digging
Which,
on this
by the way,
guy.
was found on Facebook, YouTube,
Right.
and so it wasn't doxing somebody. So
If
y'all
you're
can bite me on that one.
right, if you're inebriated, your
Shit
judgment
happens, man.
goes out the
That's what I
window.
said.
And now again, the what's the old saying? Remember the old saying? This guy thought he was bringing a knife to a gunfight, although he honestly probably thought that he was going to bring fists, and the other guy's going to go mano a mano. But no, it's a modern times, guys. I mean, your
PH
skill level. Hmm,
PH Expat Prepper says, I'm sure his ego is on both sides of this escalated thing. It's possible, but you know what? Doesn't matter if he was a fighter or not.
no, it's
What is that? Yeah, what is
it's
that tattoo?
it's irrelevant.
It's an A with a circle. Isn't that what's it called? Isn't that the superhero emblem? It was an A with a circle.
Hold on. I didn't really look at it. Where
Right
it go?
there.
Oh, there.
Just
Oh wait. Oh, it's in the very end. Let's see.
Mhm.
No, it's not. Not that one.
Okay, so just an A with a circle.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah. Okay, I thought it was Captain America or whatever they. I'm not very good with
It could be
those.
Russian mafia for all you know.
Right. But
He's earning the stars, yo. But point being again.
really, in Luminar, he said it wasn't mentioned because the government wants to keep it on the down low. Well, not too low because it was on Facebook. Type his name in. That's how I found it. So it ain't too much on the down low.
Well, that's the
So
thing. I mean,
did a little research.
there was a point in time where martial arts, you can take down everybody, but even a good martial artist know when to back down, when not to, and
And the Philippines is one of the first governments that put things out.
no, Dave.
They're really
it's not
good.
an Avengers tattoo. No, no. I ain't
That's
gonna-
what it looks like to me. We have put the link up. We welcome anybody to come in and discuss this situation, any additional information that they have that pertains to this. You guys can come in and talk about what you feel because other channels have brought up a safety issue and all of this. And I want to let people know
Well,
that never once have I felt any danger in the Philippines.
now I'm gonna play the video again. Now remember, this is like a stable footage of the incident. I muted it because again, it's the cops talking about it. Here's the vehicle, and
Same
that's
thing. That's where they
the
kicked
Caucasian
fighter.
where they kicked him, right?
He came around the side of the car. He didn't buckle though.
Right. Now the incident happened when the car backs out. Now the
Yeah, it looks
problem
like
you have
Avengers,
there is when the car backed out, he didn't back out. Actually, hold on. Like I said, they're talking about.
It's weird. Yeah, it's like they kicked him to bring him around the side of the car or something. It was kind of, it was kind of something else.
Yeah. So the fighter is on that guy on the right with the red shorts, the long red shorts, basketball shorts, I guess. That's what you would call them. And what they're doing here, they're reading out the license plate, and these are the cops. What's that?
One more time, and this is getting odd. I mean, think about it.
Now, Andrew McCall says the car moved back, and I think to get him away from the crowd.
Oh, because they might have known it was coming. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Think about it. Yeah, they were pushing him over there. So that might have been what the kick.
No, Racer X, owning a gun in the Philippines is not legal. You can get a license. You have to go to usually an army camp for actual training, and then after that, then you get your license. But no, it's not necessarily legal. Now this is where the side. See right here, it's edited, of course, where he opens the door right there. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah. Again, it's edited out where he opens the driver's side door right there. He confronts him, and then that's where it's edited out. He's down on the ground.
Mhm.
Now this is when it happened. Now, some of you says he did drive off and kind of try to escape. He kind of did, yes.
He did till the next day.
He
It was
did
at least the next day he
drive
went
off.
something about his manager and friend's house, which probably could have been all in one. But there is plenty of information out on both of them. I have an idea of what part of the United States he's from and everything, and I won't say all of that, or his wife's name or any of this stuff that's actually come to light. I mean, we're putting his out because it's actually out in the papers. But again, this does not threaten the safety of those that are visiting, those who are coming to vacation or live or anything. The only thing this would be a danger to, if it really did happen that way, is let's say it didn't. The guy just wasn't attacked for no reason. Let's put it that way. Let's play devil's advocate. What's the chances of the Filipina and the women following him out just picking on him in
The
the hotel? Let's play
probability of
devil.
that actually happening is very next to none.
I can't see they would just, hey, check out that American over there.
It's possible, but unlikely.
Well, somebody just said possibly two egos in the room or
Now-
something. Maybe he was dancing with women or doing his thing, or maybe he was being loud.
Now remember,
Either of 'em,
the
actually, and
the
maybe there was-
statement made is he was
Maybe there was a
disrespectful.
stank eye
and
across the room.
again, there was touching. Now, for example, okay, here's the thing of perception.
Hey, maybe we can call the hotel and ask.
It's in a casino. He walked through a crowd. He brushed moons against his girl, and then bam, he's upset because he thought he groped her. That's where the blur lines show up. Now, again, remember, this is just his side. I'm not obviously the Caucasian man. Richie doesn't have anybody on his side, only because he probably was in the casino by himself. But what I'm saying is, remember, this is just one side of the coin.
Mhm.
Now, he did say, though, I'm just bringing what he said. He says, I did tell him to stop, and he didn't stop. Now, the reason I brought that up is, again, like, for instance, again, it could be a simple brush up that had no ill intent. But if somebody brushed up against your girl and then you warn them, then I don't think it's a brush up, if that makes any sense. Again, I'm not defending nor denying or condemning either party. But point being is that his perception that his women friends were disrespected. And again, I'm not against Caucasians. Again, I have nothing against anybody. But
Yes, you do. You were just yelling at me, get out of my way, white marshmallow. That's exactly what you said this morning.
well, I was thinking more, white Martian, but anyway.
That's not what you said.
It's a DC joke. But anyway, now what I'm getting at is I have seen this type of behavior from inebriated Caucasians, and they treat some. I mean, I get it. These are the incident I've seen personally were bar girls. But sometimes when somebody's inebriated, in their eyes, everybody's a bar girl. That's Filipina, and I'm not being disrespectful here. It's just you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying I've personally seen disrespectful Caucasians to Filipinas only because they think that they're in a bar, that they're all bar girls. And again, not all of them are bar girls. Same thing, walking street. Not everybody walks down the street and Walker Street has anything to do with Walker Street. It's just a street, guys. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it was called the Agua, AGWA
Yeah.
bar, because that was that outside section where you seen the Filipina piece standing. and
Now,
stuff.
did this cross my mind? Yes. Mike Ross says, imagine if this was all set up for publicity. Anyone remember Sopranos episode where the rapper paid to get shot for the street cred? Yeah. It has crossed my mind, but I believe it's somewhat. Again, this is my personal opinion. It somewhat has something to do with it, but
I think that's
I'm not-
more of a U.S. thing or
Yeah.
a European thing. I just don't think they did that here.
well, he's got street cred now.
And if that video really exists, like Illuminar said, I believe I heard something about the father saying that that's where most of the money for supporting the family came from, which makes sense. A lot of kids are supporting an entire household. So it's a very good possibility. So
Now, Paige Pepper says wife has a license, permits cars. Yes, they're different. No, no, no. Again, farms are not illegal here. No. Illuminar says 6 years for owning a legal gun, which Ranger had. Now,
look at this stuff.
sorry, Range has. Now,
check out your girl.
oh, she's asleep. Now, the thing with that is when they interviewed Range, they did ask him about the gun, and he just zipped it.
Zip.
Now, and that's what Illuminar the Magico is saying, that 6 years for owning an illegal gun.
And real quick, guys, if you guys haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to this channel to get updates when we're going to be live, see other videos that we have. Also, guys, do a thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter for us. It's your, it's your opinion, it's your thoughts and everything. And be sure to comment.